All right, everybody good to go?
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
All right. So last time was our first session. We kind of set the stage a bit with getting Rain to the island of Neon and him meeting up with Gavril and then going and exploring a storage unit in a big like company warehouse building. But because that particular unit had some things related to Biomancer Mods, which was the company that Rain had been doing a job for before things got all hazy and he lost a couple days and woke up weaker and seeing a clone of himself. So you two of you went and checked that out. You found a series of pods that three of which were empty, but one of which still had someone or something inside, which ended up being Umbra, and you fought off the guard that was hidden and had been previously disabled underneath a big stack of boxes, and got out of there and went back to Gavril's home, which is in a basically like a storage container town. I think that's what did I know I put it on the map. What did I actually name it? Just like Container Town. Yeah, there we go. I'm so clever and unique. But yeah, so you all went back to his house for the night just because it was, kind of the most sensible thing to do, seemingly. Um, got a little bit of rest, and then in the morning there was a knock on the door, and this guy at the bottom of the screen was standing there, and he stepped in when Gavril opened the door and said, "All right, I need the three of you to come with me because the boss wants to speak with you." And that was pretty much where we had left off.
Oh, what does he want to talk to all three of us? Or I thought he just wanted to talk to me.
So are you saying that in game? Or are you asking me just for clarity? I just want to
Oh,
make sure. Sorry.
out of character, I'm
Oh,
asking you.
oh yeah, no, he wants all three of you to go with him.
Okay.
He oh, I think he also said her name last time, but yeah, the Medusa, the boss of the Wires, is inviting you with very heavy air quotes around invite to come and speak with her about something. This invitation is not optional.
Okay, I guess if we have to, yeah.
I assume this something isn't going. None of this information on this something is going to be disclosed.
Oh, I can at least tell you this much. If you don't come with us, then it's very likely you're going to be turned into city security for the theft of company property. If you do come with us, you can have a discussion with the boss about that.
Doesn't look like we have a choice.
No, we don't have a choice. Yeah,
That is correct.
yeah, we should. I'll, I'll, I volunteer to go. How about you, Rain?
I'll come along. I'll turn to Umbra. Are you
The
coming?
the quiet one in the corner. I
Uh,
uh, I think that's the one who needs to come along most of all.
okay. Bro, we have to go to see Medusa. Are you in?
You hear the fridge door close, and uh, later on, Gabriel will find that there is no more food in his fridge anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, I just was keeping scraps that I found on the ground in there. So
He keeps the real groceries in the dresser where no one would expect.
yeah,
And also, so I know we had also looked it up on the bioskin thing last time, and it takes a few days for it to fully grow back. So I think I had said that
I
for
still
right
need to
now.
I still need to eat stuff to get it back.
Yeah, but so like for right now, basically, there's like it doesn't necessarily look like skin quite yet, but like all of the like the wiring and the LEDs and stuff like aren't really exposed anymore. Like Umbra looks more like a mannequin that can, move freely than like a glowy cyborg at the moment.
I've got a question. Are you going to change your icon as soon as your skin grows back?
I'm gonna change the icon in a couple of in-game days when Umbra has skin again, but for right now,
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
don't got skin.
use the current one because we've got both.
Okay.
Just gonna
All right,
walk
are you
over to
all ready to go
stare.
now, or do you need a little bit of time to prepare? If you haven't had breakfast yet or something, like I can give you like 10
Oh,
minutes if you need it.
can you refresh me on the mechanics of the game? Do we reheal as soon as the battle ends?
Yes, yeah, you fully recover HP at the end of a battle.
Woohoo!
And I believe most, if not all, abilities in the game are like on a like either like once per battle basis or like, a number of rounds cooldown. I don't think there's anything that I recall at least like D&D spell slots where you have to keep track of them over the course of a day.
Yeah.
But there may be some that I just haven't seen or don't remember.
well, Gabriel will. He does plan on grabbing some food, but he wants to wait until everybody else goes out of his place because he wants his food to be a secret where he hides it.
Okay.
Does not trust strangers with his food.
I mean,
Yeah,
to be fair, he only met you like yesterday and was kind of just helping you out with something, and doesn't necessarily know who or what Umbra is. So, like, it's reasonable for him to, be like, "Hey, all right, you all can step outside. I'll be there in a minute. I have some stuff to attend to." Like,
yeah.
it's reasonable for him to expect privacy in his home from relative strangers. So yeah, he will say that he does that. So has you all step out for a minute, and then he grabs a snack or whatever it is he wants to do, and steps outside and locks up.
I have food hidden in every part of my furniture, so
He has
it's
food
not a.
everywhere except for the fridge.
And yeah, the fridge is just for show.
I mean, honestly, like that to an extent could make sense in an area, if it's a place where like, hey, food is sometimes scarce and people might break into your thing, like I could kind of see it. All right. So, I've got the legend on the right hand side there, but so we were in the yellow area in Container Town, and the purple area is where the wires are based. I'm just gonna put a little like X marks the spot, because their actual warehouse, that's gonna be way too small, isn't it? I need that to be like that big. Let's see. Yeah, good enough. That's a little bigger than I wanted it to be, but that works. Um, so the actual converted warehouse that they use as their home base, or that Medusa in particular hangs out at as the main hub, is about there where I put the X there, just so it doesn't. If at some point we do something on this
The
page,
thin X or the bold X?
hmm?
The Finex or the Bold X?
Oh, the bold X in the purple. Sorry, the little X is where you all where the storage unit was.
All right.
The if you the legend on the right hand side indicates that purple is the Wires territory, so that's why their base is in their territory. I figured that made more sense than placing it somewhere else. I'm sorry, I'll stop giving you shit. But yeah, so it's not gonna, like, realistically, it won't take that long to. Okay, it's definitely more than 30 feet away. Uh, map scale and all that jazz. But it doesn't take terribly long, probably like less than half an hour to walk there with the fact that you're, going through their territory the entire way and the guy knows where to bring you. Um and so, as I mentioned last time, Container Town is right on the border of the Wires territory, but it's not actually within the area. And so, like, as you cross over, as you're leaving on the western side of town, going actually into it, the big thing that they do to sort of mark their territory that's pretty obvious is along the like any like fence lines and stuff like that, or along any buildings, there are just very thick braided bundles and like of like wires and cabling that are run usually in very bright colors, so they're very like visible and obvious, and they kind of have a little bit of that like traditional cyberpunk glow to them, and they run all along the border of the like if you were to go along the whole side from like that, there would be these glowing strands of wires all the way along the edge to sort of signify, hey, this is our territory. So after, like I said, after a little bit of walking, which would be pretty uneventful, there's no risk of getting ambushed here or anything, and you have a guide. You are brought to the wire warehouse. And so this is the just on the first floor, sort of this is what you see as you come in. In front of you, there's a table that has a handful of members who are, chatting for the morning, having some coffee and like maybe playing a bit of like a game of cards or something, or just chatting, maybe just hanging out. To the left over here, there's an old leather couch that a couple of folks are sitting on and just watching a show. Off to the side, on the left here, is what looks like a workbench sort of deal, and these folks are working on some sort of technology, building or repairing something or stripping parts. In the top right corner, there's a stairwell that leads to I guess not a stairwell, but a flight of metal stairs that go up to the next floor. And as far as you could tell from coming in here from outside, it's probably at least a few floors tall. So you imagine they've got plenty of other folks upstairs. There's likely somewhere that like a barracks. I was gonna say dormitory. Like that's very not the right word, but like a barracks kind of like bunk situation and storage and other workspaces and things like that. And then on a large couch, that's a very very dark green color, as depicted by the very high arch square, is a woman substantially larger than most of the other people in the room. If y'all had to guess, she's probably I think Promethean was the is the race that's large, like what
Oh,
Cass's old character was. Whether she is like heavily
yes.
modded or if she has a skin on or what exactly, you're not entirely positive, but she's has a very heavily customized appearance, and befitting her chosen moniker. She has what look to be a lot of segmented robotic snakes coming out of her head, sort of in place of hair, and they seem to be animated and mobile and kind of just do their own thing. They don't appear to be like innately hostile or anything like that, but they were probably pretty fucking expensive if you had to guess. And then there's someone else sitting on the couch with her and a small table in front of them on which you can see like a couple of plates that seem to have been somewhat recently finished, a couple glasses, there's like a candle and an ashtray, that kind of thing. And when all of you walk in, you're sort of like looking around and taking this in. Everybody else, unsurprisingly, looks over at the door, seeing you all come in, and things get a little bit quieter than it was. And Medusa herself, just like after a moment, reaches out one of her hands and just does the beckon with one finger thing. It's like, all right, come on over here.
Come hither.
Sorry, Medusa is the big one on the couch.
Yeah,
The
the
Promethean.
one who looks like the one who if you zoom in, I can blow up the token also to make it a little bit more visible. But yeah, she like I said, she's got like big
Okay.
like mechanical snakes coming out of her head kind of thing. It's a little bit hard to tell, but you can see that she also from this picture, but you can see she's also got like a serpentine tail kind of thing. Like she is very committed to her chosen bit.
Okay. Oh,
But yeah, so she beckons at the three of you and says, "All right, come over here. We gotta talk." And the messenger guy starts walking over there, and then he just sort of stands off to the side.
okay. So one of my purviews is keeping quiet and staying hidden. So I'm gonna move along the wall and try to stay out of sight.
I
And
think that's a little A, that would be suspicious behavior, and B, very fruitless because there would be nothing to hide behind and everybody knows that you're here.
okay.
I would recommend it would probably be smarter not to do that because it could be viewed as provoking them.
Okay. Yeah.
If you look like you're trying to sneak around their hideout, they might think that you're up to no good.
Well, that's just how
What
I'm
you'll
used to
also
doing
find out in a
things.
minute, you're the least in trouble one out of everybody here.
Okay.
So
Well, I'll crouch low and do an army crawl across the room.
Everybody is staring at you while you do this.
Okay, well, I tried to stay hidden.
is there anything I can notice about the room?
Is there anything in particular that you're wanting to look for?
Just
Like,
something that kind of like stands out beyond
like this is the bottom floor of a warehouse, so it is larger than what I've got on the map here, but most of the rest of it would just be shelves that have like, parts and tools. There's a room that looks like it's probably like a restroom kind of deal. There would be a bit
Is that the restroom? Yeah.
that looks like it could. No, these are the stairs that go up to the next floor.
Gotcha.
So they're just up against the wall on one side. But like the room would maybe be about like twice as big as this, roughly, maybe like 50% bigger in each dimension, but the rest of it wouldn't really have much consequence, which is why I chose not to spend the extra time adding a bunch of extraneous stuff and making, because the bigger that I make these maps and the more things I put on them, the more Roll20 complains at me and doesn't like to work well. So I tried to keep it to a more fun. I'm attempting, because in the past I have done very large, overcomplicated maps many a time, and I'm trying to do a little bit less of that and see if Roll20 works a bit better. Also, my roommate is apparently vacuuming upstairs. I need to go shut the door. I'll be right back.
Cool. I didn't hear anything.
Me either.
Okay. So that being said, is there anything in particular that you wanted to like look for or check out or anything?
Well, I was thinking largely if there's anything that stood out in the room itself, but you've kind of dispelled the thought there. But maybe is there anybody doing anything suspicious, like
No,
beyond just staring at us?
Besides me,
yeah, besides him, exactly. No, as far as you can tell, like I said, everybody was kind of just hanging out when you all got here, and then they all sort of just like got quiet when you arrived, presumably because they knew like, hey, there's something's gonna happen.
Alrighty.
Yeah. So you all approach on the other side of the table there, and she kind of like brings one of her hands up and rests her chin on it, and she uses with her other hand, she kind of gestures in the air, and one of her snakes extends outward, and like out of its mouth, it starts projecting a video. And the video looks to be from like one or two rooftops away, catching a decent amount of your all's scuffle in the storage unit the previous night. Rain is very clearly visible like throughout it, like it, you can clearly see him coming out of the room where the tanks were, attacking the security guard robot, and ultimately finishing it off. You can see Umbra step out at a few points. There's not really any clear views of, like, there's definitely a third person there, but they're never captured very clearly by the video.
Okay.
But for sure, Rain and Umbra functionally are very clearly depicted, and she just kind of lets the video play for a minute, and is sort of just like looking at you, all trying to see like if you have any sort of a reaction. So I guess do any of you react or say anything as this is going on?
I currently have no face to be able to react to it.
True. You
Let's
could
say
well,
fairly.
or like you could, I don't know, do some sort of movement or body language conceivably if you wanted to, but I have to ask.
well, Gavril just sees that figure in the video that's unclear, and he moves closer to it and tries to look closer, and he squints, and then he raises his eyebrows, and he doesn't say anything, but he realizes that's him.
She let me roll something and see if she notices that. Let me GM roll. Okay, she doesn't seem, as far as you can tell, to have noticed you, like as you've kind of crept forward just a little bit and you're like studying it more intently.
Yeah.
So if nobody says anything after, it's only like about like 2 minutes or so worth of video.
Oh.
Once it ends and the snake is just projecting light, she says, "So I got sent this lovely little video by one of my operatives, from right on the edge of our territory last night, where apparently somebody, or some multiple individuals, potentially, looking at the three of you meaningfully, seem to have broken into one of the major corporations on the island's warehouses, destroyed one of their security bots, and so far as I can tell, broke down a wall and stole or hijacked maybe like four. Uh, I'm not really entirely sure what they are, to be honest, but I do know that the company is rather interested and has already been putting some queries out." Now, that being said, I don't want to jump to any conclusions because as far as I could see from this and some other, potentially more revealing footage, only one of those tanks actually had anyone come out of it last night, which means there were not 4 thefts, but only 1. Now, that's a problem for me because it's unlikely that the corporation is necessarily going to believe that, oh, yes, we only found one of them, and, here it is, and we're definitely not hiding and keeping the other 3, whatever expensive piece of technology you've poured however much money into and stuck away for some unknown reason in a godforsaken warehouse. They're not going to care about all of that. They're just going to want to know where everything is. Now, that being said, I want some answers, particularly from you, pointing at Umbra. What are you, and where are the other ones? Because if you can find and supply the other 3 that are missing, we might be able to give them 3 and let 1 off the hook. And that would be a deal they're much more likely to accept. Or, if the others of you, if this wasn't your first little foray in here and you did in fact take the others, if you hand them over promptly so that we can return them to their proper owners and they stop breathing down our necks, then everybody can walk out of here just fine. Otherwise, we might end up having a bit of a problem, and you all might need to be doing a little bit of work for me to figure out what sort of mess you either started or stepped into. Go on, somebody speak.
Umbra will just pipe up and say, unknown, memory deleted.
Interesting phrasing. Memory deleted. Are you a machine or are you a living creature? Because that sounds like something a robot would say. In which case, any of my ethical concerns would be pretty much gone.
Oh god, how would she respond to that?
That's fine. If you need a minute, take your time. Here, maybe I should ask it this way. Are you a machine or are you alive? Are you an object or are you a person?
We have basic knowledge of the world, right? At least.
Yes, yeah, you have like a basic understanding of a lot of things, even if you don't necessarily know why.
I have to remember and make sure I'm saying this species name correctly. And I'm not going crazy. Hold on.
Biomechanoid.
Biomechanoid. Diagnostics of body reveal that I am a biomechanoid of some sort.
Okay. So you're kind of both. I've met a handful, but your kind's not the most common. Interesting. And you claim to have no memories at all, is that right?
On being taken out of the pod, I had no memories, only of basic knowledge and my abilities.
Your abilities. Interesting. Could you elaborate a bit further on that for me? Consider me curious.
would you like an explanation or a demonstration?
Whatever you're most comfortable with, hon.
Okay. Do you have a token for it? Ma?
So I realized as I was saying all of this that I forgot to make one, so I'm doing it right now. This is your like your base level guy, the like
Yeah.
the surf one, right? Yeah.
So
Okay.
what she is going to do is, uh, because you said I'm like a mannequin completely carved over, right? So I know my lights aren't showing anymore, right?
Yeah, like I would say like if you want to, like there could potentially be a little like there's probably a little bit of red showing from like the chest spot where you can like open up and the core is or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, yeah, it would mostly be
She is going to uh put her right hand over front of her chest, and it's going to just split open, and is going to pull the shadow orb out of her out of her body, which I assume is probably like connected in some way.
yeah, presumably there's probably like some wires and cables that are like loose enough that you can pull it out and move it around and all of that, but
And
not like too far, otherwise it'll start to strain.
she will just start channeling, because that's how heretics work, I assume. And she didn't have it before, but now she had suddenly the red halo appears above her head, and says, and we'll just say, "I summon you forth, my squire." And then yeah.
All right. How many hearts does the squire have, or does it even have hearts?
That is a good question. I think it's might be only one, because what is it basing it off of? Blah 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 blah. In a fight, he's this thing. He has 2 hearts.
2 hearts. Okay.
Yeah, he's a
Let me-
He's counted as a custrel.
Okay. 2 hearts. Ah. Oh, I should also probably give you control of it. That would be important information to or abilities to have. Okay, there we go. Sorry for the delay. Yeah. So you grab your orb, channel the power, reach your hand out, and summon. And summon. Oh, come the fuck on, roll 20.
He has summoned. He has summoned nothing.
Paste, goddamn you, paste. Hold on, try copying it. You summon
Oh my
this
god!
little fella.
Of course, you picked
Hey!
that one.
I mean, for the lowest level servant guy, yeah, the bald maintenance droid makes
Fair
perfect
enough.
sense. And she, when you do that, her eyes kind of arch up a bit, and yeah, I presume this would probably catch a lot of other people in the room off guard a bit, and she would go,
Well,
interesting.
if they can feel it, I would assume they could feel magic coming off of her, which you would not expect being a biomechanical creature.
Well, and it wouldn't even necessarily, it wouldn't quite feel magical to them. It would
1 second.
feel a little bit different.
Okay, just 1 second. People are yelling in my house. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so you summon this and everybody takes notice, including her. And yeah, as you said, like it is a magical ability, but something about the way that you do it seems different to them. I would say Rain would probably notice because he has adventured around enough that he has seen like heretics before. And like he may not necessarily know what or why is different exactly, but something about it feels different than he's used to. uh Gavril very likely hasn't, like, he doesn't have a ton of like combat experience, and he hasn't been like adventuring. So he's probably never seen a heretic before, so he's just like, cool, you can make robots.
Yeah.
um
Can I have one? Can I have one of my own?
um but yeah, Medusa arches her eyebrows up pretty high at this, and she goes, interesting. I've known some folks with abilities like yours before, but theirs were different. I wonder, is this because of something to do with you, or is this something to do with why you were locked in that tank?
She puts the orb
Huh.
back into her chest and closes back up.
You're you're more interesting than I thought that you were gonna be. So you have no memories, but yet you know how to seemingly either summon or construct a servant drone almost instantaneously in a way that seems magical but feels more like nanotech, which is not even here that widespread. I'm feeling more interested and more inclined toward a bit of deal making the longer this goes on. So tell me, do you all have names?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm back.
I'm
People are knocking
Gavril.
on my door, and I'm telling them, trying to yell at them, telling them I'm busy.
No worries.
Everyone
Something
in my
going on,
family
but
decided
left
to
and
just
right.
show up at my house.
Oh my god.
Sorry. So, did you miss some of that then? Should
Uh,
I go back over it quick?
just yeah, just explaining to me about what I uh my abilities, but yeah, that's where I kind of stopped after that.
Okay. Did you hear the like any of what she said?
Kind of, sort of, yes.
Okay, I'll just sort of go back over it again real quick. So basically she was like, I've known people with abilities like yours before, but theirs are different. Theirs feel more magical, whereas as far as she can tell, yours seem to be more technologically based. Like it looks like you're using some sort of nanotech, which is pretty rare even here, and has her very intrigued and much more interested in making this an actual conversation and potentially extending some sort of a deal rather than just having a chat and turning you over. And then she asked,
What was that?
she said, do you all have names?
What was the company called again? It was Biomancer, wasn't it?
Yes.
I would turn to Medusa and go, what do you know of Biomancer?
I believe I asked a question first.
Hmm. My apologies. My name is Rain.
I'm
Thank you.
Gavril.
And you in the middle?
I am thinking of if I want to just give her the actual name or just give her a string of code again.
If I don't know how familiar any of you are with 40K, but the tech priests in 40K have a machine language they physically like speak, quote unquote, even though they have like speakers for vocal cords typically. That's called binaric. That's basically like them speaking in binary, and to everyone else it more or less sounds like, radio static or dial-up noises or what have you. So it could be that if you want.
You know what? She'll start to say it in the binary code. And then something glitches, and she just her voice fixes and says Umbra.
Okay.
What
She
your Messiah?
yeah, she's like, do you need a tune-up? Are you okay? That sounded like a glitch. But
Unknown.
regardless,
Diagnostics say I'm fine.
okay, fair enough. Well, appreciate you introducing yourselves. To answer your question, Rain, I believe it was, not a whole lot, to be perfectly honest. They're one of the more fluid corpse in on the island, largely because they make what is typically considered to be the highest quality biomods. I will admit, actually, these my lovely locks here, as she throws her hand dramatically through her hair, like like someone with like really long, beautiful hair would do in a movie, except for the fact that they're all snakes. So then when she does that, they all like twist around and rise up and make a big display of it before settling down. Uh, these are actually originally Biomancer creations, heavily personally modified, uh, to be honest. But so I can attest they make very good quality products. But otherwise, I've never before today dealt with them in any sort of an official or formal manner. It was when early this morning, far too fucking early this morning, uh, one of their representatives rather insisted on speaking with me and made me aware of not in our territory, but just right on the edge of our territory, one of their storage units in one of their company warehouses having been broken into, and they were very insistent that my crew and I lend a hand. Otherwise, they may have to look a bit further into some of our activities and apply some pressure and reach out to local authorities and all sorts of shit that quite frankly I don't want to have to deal with, especially since I was able to pretty quickly confirm that nobody in my crew was responsible. I kind of figured this would be a simple case of round up whatever goofballs did it, turn them over, and I could stop caring about it. But I'm considerably more interested now. So as I said, I think I'm a little bit more inclined to actually make a deal with you. Does that does that answer your question?
Yes. Sounds rather inconvenient for you guys.
It is, but at the same time, it provides an opportunity for at least a little bit of entertainment and potentially putting a bit of a thorn in Blaze's side, which I'm always fond of doing. So, as I said, I would like to make a bit of a deal with you. I will admit I have not been fully forthright with you. I already knew that unit had been broken into a while ago, and that a few of those tanks had been emptied. That being said, I don't know the full details of it. I don't know who did it or why specifically. What I do know is they were a lot smarter about it than you were because they didn't leave a lot of obvious traces, like getting caught by one of our drones on video, and in particular, they disabled the security bot without it seeing their faces and sending a bunch of data back to the corporation and letting them know that somebody had broken in there and showing exactly who had done it. However, as I said, I knew that for a while, and I rather suspect that that it's one of Blaze's crew, a member of the Heat, because they love nothing more than breaking things and causing trouble. And I just so happened to have heard through the grapevine recently within the last few days that a couple of his members have been acting up even more so than usual, not quite playing nice with him, not listening to orders, fancying themselves a bit of renegades, a bit of upstarts, and that they had something that made them really confident that they could stand on their own and try and splinter off and start their own little thing. And now, after seeing our friend Umbra here and what they're capable of, I can't help but wonder if there's a bit of a connection there. So, here is my proposal. I'll give you a little bit more information and point you in the right direction. And I want to see if you can go and, maybe sort of solve that issue. Get a little bit of good karma for me with Blaze, and in the process, maybe find one or all three of whoever were in those other tanks. See if maybe they know a little bit more than you do about the whole situation, and either way, turn them back over to us so that we can turn them over to Biomancer and make everybody's lives just a little bit simpler. How does that sound to you? And if you fail, yeah, no scales off my snakes. Because you're not really members of my crew. I'm just attempting to be honest with you about it.
Understandable. Could I possibly meet with this representative of Biohazard, sorry, Biomancer?
Certainly not right now. They fucked off shortly after giving their
Oh
little
no, but
speech,
you
little demands. That
you
being
implied you'd be
said,
meeting with them again, however.
oh, if you manage to successfully track down one or more of our friend here's counterparts and return them, and you're dumb enough to want to show a face that was recorded destroying one of their security bots directly to their representative, yeah, I'll happily let you have a chat with them.
Oh, I'm sure they know me already.
If you say so.
Well then, what do you guys say? Shall we take them up on this?
Oh, okay. I'll lend you a hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Love to hear it.
understood. DM, I would like to do something since we've been standing here not doing anything. I would like to use one of my heretic abilities.
Sure.
I would like to see if I can detect what she fears most.
Oh shit, you can do that.
What she fears most. Interesting. Okay. You're gonna have to
Okay.
give me a minute on that.
Okay, so it all it is after a short period of of observation or one turn during a fight, you can attempt to detect what someone fears most. It requires an aura check, success. I learned the thing that scares, disgusts, or upsets the target, and the weakness could be emotional or physical. There is no failures on that, so unless you want to GM that.
That's really fun.
That is it's well, it says that you have to make an aura check, right? So
You still have to make an aura check, yes.
okay.
So what is good for me currently with an aura check? 9. Oh, it's one below
Not
my
even
crit.
not even a check. Oh, yeah, very close to a crit.
Yeah.
Okay. What? Let me read the upsets, scares, or disgusts your target. All right, pick one of those three.
Uh, I think I'll go with upsets.
Upsets. Okay. Um. The thing that upsets her the most specifically, because I have a few ideas for fun ones. I just don't know if they would technically be the most.
I also was supposed to have rolled a grit check to summon my guy.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, this one was a demonstration, right?
Yeah, it was just a
He
demonstration.
literally would be summoned to do, like, I don't know, a flip or something, and then be unsummoned immediately afterwards, because he only lasts for a minute
Yeah,
until he
I'm
completes
fine
his
with it.
task.
We needed it for a narrative moment. It's fine. So I think the thing that upsets her the most is betrayal. And in many forms, I guess like I'll give you a little more detail. Both she has been romantically betrayed before, as in somebody cheated on her and it has left her very suspicious, and she has had people defect from her crew before,
Mm.
and like that was an unforgivable thing as far as she was concerned.
Okay.
So she is someone who is very, very, very
Paranoid.
fiercely loyal and sort of expects that in return.
Okay. I don't know what I will do with that
Okay.
information.
Yeah, but it's good
But it
information
is
to have.
information, which is what she's trying to gain from
That
anything.
I mean,
that's
if I were to
I
posit what I would do with that information is not betray her.
I mean, yeah.
However, if we could convince someone else to betray her, that'd be interesting.
Or that could be doubly worse, because then
Well, I mean, she wouldn't
if
know
you're
that we did it.
push someone to betray her, that might be like you get the petrify stare.
Hey, it may not be clear that we did it. After all,
Yeah.
it'd be them betraying her, not us.
hey, I got a question. So would my eyes be like immune to her petrifying stare? Because I have opaque eyes.
Huh. That
I
is an
just thought,
interesting idea, and if slash when we were to see whether she even has a petrifying stare or not, or if, she just thinks this is a cool as hell aesthetic to have, we might find that out.
okay, I just
I'm
thought
going
of
to
that.
hope that you never have to be on the receiving end of a Gorgon stare, but we'll see how that
Yeah,
goes.
What if Falcon
I'll
Stabby counted
try
as
to
magic?
I'll try to get on her good side, so that doesn't ever have to happen.
I
So
think
actually,
that's a reasonable idea.
I'm actually curious about that. Would a Gorgon Stare be classified as magic?
Uh, my honest answer is I would need to, like, that would be something I would figure out while building the stat block, and because I would need to figure out how this game classifies stuff like that, because like if I were to put it in D&D terms, like older editions of D&D like 3.5 and Pathfinder that I'm more familiar and comfortable with. Honestly, actually at this point I guess that's not even true. I've probably been playing 5e as long as I played any of those, but I kind of like them more. But like they have a difference between like magic and like supernatural abilities.
Yeah.
So like it's something that is, atypical and typically unique to, that creature or that race of beings or what have you, but it isn't necessarily magical. It's just a special thing only they can do. And so like in my mind, a Gorgon stare from like Greek myth would be more of a supernatural ability, but if this is a game where everything kind of counts as magic, quote unquote, in some way, then like I said, I would need to dig into more of like the actual creating stat blocks from scratch thing and see how they classify stuff that I would consider to be like similar in either concept or execution to a Gorgon stare to give you an honest answer to that.
Okay. Makes sense.
But yeah, so I believe all of you said that you're willing to go along, so she would be rather happy about that. So the main things that she would offer are, like I said, she would uh, basically give you some information and get you going on your way, and then trust you to handle it from there. That's kind of part of the like it. This is essentially a test in many ways because you all are you are still kind of in it. She does have you on camera doing the crime that the people are interested in, so like you have to kind of prove that you're worth not turning over. But basically she's gonna give you or have one of her people give you kind of just a quick rundown of like what kind of folks you'll encounter when you first go and like start chatting with or otherwise interacting, let's say, with members of the Heat in their territory. And then she's also going to tell you where to find their primary hideout. Because honestly, like what she wants you to do is go over there, talk to Blaze, and let him know, like, hey, she sent y'all over there trying to be chill because chill. That's ironic. That wasn't intended. um, she's trying to be trying to be cool about it, trying to be cooperative because she thinks her problem might be related to his, and so they're not like these they're not like gangs that are in open warfare all the time, especially because they control different chunks of this layer, but they're often tense and they do clash from time to time. So she wants you all to sort of present this as a bit of an olive branch. Whether, how much you tell him about this whole deal is entirely up to you. Whether you want him to know all of the details about, why you're there and what you're looking for or not, she'll leave that up to you. But basically, go chat with him, offer on her behalf to help out, find out where these breakaway guys that are causing trouble are at, and go deal with the problem essentially. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reveal a handout under the Neon Info tab, which
It just popped up for me, so that's handy.
Huh?
It just popped up for me, so that's handy.
Oh, okay, it did. Cool, perfect. And so this is just kind of a quick there. Sorry. This is just kind of a quick rundown of the three categories of like quote unquote typical folks that comprise the Heat. So number one, the first in the list are called heaters. They are basically folks who have incorporated mod tech into themselves that allow them to like run at high temperatures or be literally on fire while still maintaining control of it, not being a danger to themselves or things around them, that kind of thing. The second, and so they essentially they're more or less like officers because it's not that common that someone is able to actually get to the extent that that is kind of desired by Blaze, we'll say. So anyone who actually like gets enough stuff in them and keeps it stable is basically treated as an officer who can kind of do whatever they want, as long as it doesn't, disrupt anything they're already trying to do, draw undue attention, etc. If you had to guess, the folks who are, I guess if Medusa had to guess, she would say it was probably one or a group of heaters that have broken off to try and, do whatever splinter nonsense they think is gonna. And she kind of goes off in a little bit of a sidebar here, like, honestly, those idiots don't realize how lucky they are that he hasn't just gone over there and just burned whatever little hideout they have, or whatever it is, to the ground, because he is not typically a very patient or very tolerant man when it comes to things like insubordination. But anyway, um, underneath the heaters, and by far the majority of, let's say, foot soldiers that they have are burnouts, which are essentially flaming zombies. They're like scrap code that's left over when somebody fails to successfully integrate enough mods. And they're like, and that person either, gets restored to a backup or gets revived. In that case, it, typically is going to involve quite a bit of monetary consideration, which then will put them in debt to the group and force them to work for them for quite a while afterward. But burnouts are basically like the empty shell of someone who wasn't able to handle it, so they're not technically alive, and they kind of just mill about and don't do that much unless they're directed. But they are used as basically like I said, kind of like foot soldiers and guard dogs and things like that. Like if there's a gang fight, they're gonna send a whole wave of burnouts before any of the heaters step up and actually do any fighting. Um, and then the last ones, which are the majority of the rank and file, are ashes, which are folks that you know tried to become heaters and failed, or have I guess I should have also put in there, or folks who have kind of just started and only have a small amount of like heat wear that is, and they haven't built up yet to the point where they can either become a heater or end up burning out. And they're basically used as messengers, errand runners. They clean up in their, like, some of their hideouts and stuff like that. They're not trusted with anything important. Sometimes, like, they might get involved in a fight or what have you, but typically they're kind of just they're going to be hanging around, either performing tasks and services and that kind of thing, or just observing and trying not to get themselves into any trouble. And there have been a handful of times where somebody who burned out then, like worked off their debt and incorporated tech and actually became a heater, but that's pretty rare. Most of the folks either like kind of get too scared to incorporate enough tech, so they never end up burning out, or they go too far too fast and burn out and leave scrap code behind. Yeah, so that's kind of just the basics of what their structure is. And then I'll move us back over to the map briefly. Because here, where there's the big X in the orange area, that is where their primary hideout is. And notably, in front of that is a what's called a burnout lot, which is where basically they take literal, like, empty, like, parking lot kind of structures and just sort of shove a bunch of burnouts in there so they can sort of mill about harmlessly out of the way, where they're probably not gonna start any major fires or burn anything too important down if, like, something happens, but they can sort of be easily gone and rounded up and brought over for any tasks that are necessary. But to actually get into the building, you'll have to go through a burnout lot, and if you had to guess, or she had to guess, you're probably gonna have to fight your way through that before they let you inside to actually talk to him. So she basically says just make sure that you're prepared for a bit of a fight when you get there.
We're always prepared.
They don't respect anyone who doesn't have at least a good amount of strength to them.
Guess you could say we're going into a trial by fire.
Yeah, rather literally. I think I like you. But yeah, so any other back to the warehouse. Any other questions, comments, anything like that you would like before you get underway? And yeah, she will tell you like you're on a bit of a timeline here. You've probably got a few days in total to wrap this up before the corpos are gonna get antsy and try and take things into their own hands to some extent or lean harder on her. But it's not like you gotta do this today. Like if it's not done by the end of the day and you haven't solved it, you're fucked kind of thing. It's not like that. But you have a bit of a time crunch. You have limited time overall. But if you need to like if Gavril needed to like go back to his place to pick up gear or anything, like stuff like that, you'd have a little bit of prep time if you need it. Yeah. Otherwise,
Okay.
any questions, comments, ideas, etc.
No, I know I'm kind of got away towards my goal at the end of this, so. Well, for more information, anyway. Anyone else?
What would she
No,
say is
I'm
the maximum number of days that we can wait?
It's
that's good.
hard to know. Some corps are more aggressive than others. The guy who showed up this morning was pretty tense and seemed like he was it seemed like there was some genuine concern around this issue, so I would say you've got, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 days if I had to guess.
Okay.
If you're able to make some progress and bring me some like actionable information or proof of results or something, then that might be enough to mollify them for a time and sort of push the window out a bit. But if I don't hear anything within and have anything to report to them within a few days, I would be surprised if they continued to sit on their hands. But I did tell them that I would need a little bit of time to look into this and to muster my resources, so they shouldn't be expecting an immediate resolution. Hell, when I woke up, I didn't know that I was already gonna have video of the culprits. Like honestly, that made my life a lot easier. Anything else?
Not for me.
Going once, going twice. Sold to Neon Map Layer 6.
oh, is that what we're
Wow, such a
called?
good price.
But yeah, so y'all are currently up here in the middle of the purple territory where the big X is. You need to go most of the way across this layer to get where you're going. However, because she does know, pretty specifically where you need to go, and she is more or less sending you there as official envoys or quasi official envoys. She does have the same guy who came to get you this morning actually give you a ride. So if you need to go anywhere else, like if you need to go back to Gavril's house for something real quick, you can do that. He's happy to give you that ride there. And then when you're ready to go to their hideout, he will take you there. So I don't imagine there's anything else we need to do to prep, but I just want to make sure and give the opportunity just in case.
I don't know. Gavril's wall chicken might be getting cold.
Oh my god, you're right. Gavril's just a Castlevania character.
He's just the architect behind the castle. He's just hiding the
breaking
chicken in the
random
can.
walls and furniture to find his meals. Holy shit! Gavril's from Castlevania. We figured it out.
Or like any,
Well,
or
I
any
thought
like
that
beat 'em
place.
up.
I thought that place was just a random storage container, which is my home.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Yeah, your home is inside of a converted storage container in a big stack of them. They're structured like apartments basically.
okay.
So they're stacked up several, or I guess it would be closer to like hotel rooms kind of a thing in a way, because it's like stacked up on top of each other and then next to each other in a long row. And there's like ladders to get up to the ones on higher levels, but Gavril is lucky enough that he's got one on the ground floor, which is actually pretty nice. It's very convenient. He doesn't have to like
Yeah,
haul his groceries up a big ladder or anything.
yeah.
Yeah, all right. So I'm gonna assume there's no other detours that we need to make. So I'm gonna drop us on to the burnout lot. So
Oh my goodness.
you get dropped off about a block or so away. And then the guy who gave you a ride is like, all right, wish you all well. Don't screw it up. Ain't no skin off my back if you do though, just being honest. And so he drops you off about a block away and points you in the right direction. And as you get closer, you start to see like big, like either depending on the spot, either like big scorch marks or in some cases even like melted sections of pavement, getting increasingly dense as you approach. And there's in this lot, which has two concrete walls on these two sides, we'll say the north and south as we have it orientated, and then a relatively open approach that you guys are able to come from. And there's just basically on the right hand side here, it's basically just a big like chain link fence with a door in the. Honestly, now you know what, I'm gonna fix that a little bit. I'm gonna bring this one up and then make it bigger so it's clearly a door in the middle. Um, and unsurprisingly, milling about in the area in front of that door are a bunch of flaming humanoid shapes that are kind of just sort of like some of them are kind of staring off into space, some of them are walking around and staggering around a bit, not really doing a whole lot. And then there's one that's a bit larger and a lot more focused looking in the back of the group, who surprisingly seemed like he was reading a book, despite the fact that he's on fire. Which this plus the fact that he's sitting there calmly in a chair and then sees you all approaching and puts the book down, leads you to believe that that's probably a heater, because otherwise that book would be combusting. Because he seems to have control enough to not let that happen. So he
And he has control of that book is flame retardant.
has control of what?
Yeah, that's control of his fire. That book is really flame retardant.
Yeah. Either way, the book is actually, it's got asbestos pages. That's his secret.
I must be careful about that.
If he smacks you with it, you're lethally poisoned.
No, not the cancer. No.
But yeah, so he as I said, stands up out of his chair, puts the book down on it, and like sort of scooches the chair off to the side, cracks his neck back and forth a couple times, and like does a little bit of a stretch, all like as you all are walking up, and without saying anything at all. And then sort of as you get to about where I've got you here, on the map, he just sort of looks up and, "What's your business?"
We need to see your boss.
"Yeah? And why the fuck should I just let you in the front door?"
We've got business involving the wires.
"Oh, great. You're here to start a fight. Lovely. I
No.
needed a bit of a distraction. All right, tell you what. You fight your way through them and knock me on my back, then you can go in and talk to the boss. I need something to do."
Okay.
Alright, we're obliged.
We're gonna go ahead and add turns. Also, what are you guys' hearts? I should have that on your thing. Okay, Gavril has 3,
I
Umbra
have
has
2.
2, Brain has 3. Okay, I just realized those are not on your tokens, and they definitely should be. At least on combat maps. And then who is the? Oh well, it's hard to determine who the fastest is. Well, no, deafness. We do have a stat for that. We have deafness. Okay. Who is the deftest among you? Gavril is. All right.
Uh,
Gavril, I want you to do an opposed deafness roll for me. For
okay.
who is gonna go first between y'all and the heater and burnout crew. So give me a D20. All right. So
11.
all right. So 11 is over your deafness and 6 is under his. So we're gonna have them go first.
Okay.
All right.
GM will
I will
remind you we
be-
can't see zones if you have them.
Correct. I'm revealing the zones right now. Next thing I was working on, so that goes to map layer. That goes to map layer. There we go. So we got 2 zones that overlap a little bit in the middle. And
Okay.
so he's gonna stand in the back and he's gonna, "All right, boys, get him." And so these ones are gonna basically just all move forward. However, burnouts are slow, so they're only able to go within the same zone. But there were 2 of them that were close enough that they can approach and attack. So we'll do the first one is going at Umbra. Does a
No.
7 hit you? All right. And the second one is going at that's Rain. I was gonna say Gavril. Oh, I think that does hit.
Yeah, I think that hits.
Okay. So you will take 1 heart of damage
No.
as this burnout comes up and basically just kind of flails at you. And it's not so much the impact that hurts, but it's the fact that it is just uncontrolled flames that this thing is giving off that scorches your outfit a bit and definitely gives you a burn that you're feeling underneath it. That'll be their turn, their first turn. Then we go to y'all. And I'll be right back. I need to take a leak really badly. Sorry. So, plan your turn however you want.
Yeah, I'm just reading.
What orders everyone? Oh, he's going by deafness order.
You technically we can go whoever wants to. I'm just seeing.
He's not allowed to the turn order, so.
does he count
I just need to
as?
check.
Does he count as a companion or a... What does the stand for on that? Skills or powers are unique to your specific. Okay. So that doesn't help me. I'm just trying to find out if my guy counts as a follower or a companion. It doesn't say.
I'm back.
Do you know if my guy counts as a follower or a companion?
I don't know if it would count as either. Let me find. I think if it were gonna be either, it would probably be a follower. But here we go. Okay, companions. Followers. Sapient companions able to use weapons and equipment. Pets or small loyal animals have useful abilities. Mounts are obvious. Pack beasts are obvious. So, okay, so they're all companions no matter what. Excuse me. I think it well, so it says companions are hired or bought to serve you. So I think companions are a different mechanic. I think you just like can summon these guys and they're their own special category.
So they would have their own turn is what I was wondering.
Oh,
because I basically just, when I summon him, I give him an order, and he does it until that order is complete.
In a fight, he performs as a cuss roll equipped with a quick weapon.
Oh, wait a minute.
Summoning takes one action, carry out the single task. Yeah. Yeah, he would have his own, like, he would do stuff separate from you. You just have to use an action to summon him.
Okay.
By the way, I forgot to do something at the start of the fight. I am going to glare at the heater. He loses a heart.
Alright. He meets your gaze and you will say, "This is the point I'm gonna blow up the token. This is the point at which he gets this big smile. His face was more neutral before that, but then when he feels the sting from your glare, that's when he puts this big smile on.
I almost thought he actually got that big, and I thought it was going to be some hidden mechanic. It was just like, whoa.
No, I just wanted to make it easier to see the token without saying like, okay, go over here and zoom in 6 more times than you have. Like, figure I can just expand the tokens to make things easier to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you spend an action to summon him, and then until he gets bopped or until he finishes the task, he will continue to, yeah, something you can complete in a few minutes. Yeah, so you can say like, defend me in this fight, or defeat that guy in back or something like that, and then he'll try and follow
Oliver
that
will
that
do what she
direction.
did before, reach into her open up her chest, pull out the thing, summon him, and we'll just say protect, but I do have to make a grit check this time.
Yes, true. And is
Oh
it just,
my god. Of course.
Oof.
Requires a grit check. Oh, yeah, okay. That's real bad.
Yeah, it's so bad that I cannot summon him for another 24 hours now.
Yeah, well, and I was also thinking, like, should you have like an edge or something on this? But I don't think I can even. I don't think there's anything.
Nothing I have will fix that.
Yeah. Other than giving you a reroll, which this definitely doesn't qualify for.
Well, that's my turn. My
Okay.
thing flickers and I shake it and it's like, and puts it back in
Yeah,
my
so
chest.
just to storytell around this a little bit. Basically, what happens is like Umbra steps back, reaches into her chest, pulls out the thing that starts glowing like you saw earlier in the hideout, and she says, "Protect me!" And like a small like a shape starts to appear in front of her, but then before it fully forms like it did earlier, it kind of just dissolves into like particles that sort of scatter and vanish.
Well, that was my turn.
Would be what everybody would see.
Okay. Can I see that burnout that came next to Umbra?
Yeah, you can see everybody. All these things on the ground are like scorch marks and like melted chunks of pavement.
Oh,
There's nothing that's
oh,
obscuring
I
you.
thought they were boulders.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, sorry. They are most certainly not. They are
Okay.
they're they're
So,
they're just decoration on the ground essentially.
okay. Well, I'll, I'll shoot my crossbow at this burnout
All right.
right here.
Roll to hit. I think it's just a d20. You don't. Oh no, you have an attack bonus of 1, so it'll be a d20 plus 1.
Okay. So 6. That'll be 6.
What's funny is that is actually just barely enough to hit it. These guys are not
Okay.
hard to hit. 6 is their AC. I am shocked that we that we just barely hit it, but we did hit it.
Okay.
So yeah, you pull your crossbow out and you fire a a bolt through it, and it basically just like punches a hole through the chest, and then like the flames go out and it just collapses into a pile of ashes where it had been standing.
Okay. One down.
I'm going to manifest my wrath weapon, and I am going to strike at the one in front of me.
That makes a lot of sense.
6 hit.
Wow, you guys are really testing your ability to hit these guys. You do successfully hit it though.
I mean, that's a
As
7.
you summon your wrath blade and swing it in a big sweeping strike that cleaves into
It
it,
just
and
he
it's
manifests the wrath blade, and then it swings at the same time as it's appearing.
yeah, basically. And yeah, you almost summoned it too late. So like when you summon it, it's like halfway through its body, and you're kind of like, "Whew, okay, I didn't do the cool thing and then look like an idiot." So you cut through like the second half of it from the direction that you had started swinging. And then it like as the flames go out, and then it sort of collapses into a less a pile of ash and more like a spray of ash because you were imparting a bunch of momentum to it.
Oh, and were you talking about the attack bonus then?
Well, it's attack bonus of +1, so you hit it already with a 6. The attack
Yeah.
bonus doesn't need
I
to be
actually did forget about the mechanics, so thanks.
Yeah, no, you're good. All right, and then do you wanna move at all, or are you kind of hanging out where you're at?
I'm good.
Well, there's nowhere to hide, so we've got to kind of like face
Yeah.
it on.
Yeah, I'll just stay right where I am. Let them come to us.
Fair enough. They will certainly do that. So basically, 2 of them are gonna approach each of you.
I was hoping to
So
have
we'll
an
just
extra
go.
extra body on the field that we could take out these guys faster.
Well, I thought there was gonna be one. Admittedly. I thought your guy would summon successfully. All right. So I'm gonna do first the attacks on Rain.
All right, session 2, TPK. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Fine. Okay. One of them hits, the other does not. So you're gonna take
I'm not again.
gonna take one more heart. One's on Umbra. Swing, and your AC is okay. They both miss. And the one's on Gavril. One of them manages to hit, the other gets a crit fail, which I don't think does anything in this system, if I remember correctly.
I don't think so.
You know what? I like doing things with critical failures, though. I think it's fun. So I'm gonna say, Gavril, you get an opportunity to attack. So one of them comes up and manages to hit you, but the other one like just pretty much stumbles straight past you and like falls down on the ground next to you, and you have an opportunity to make an attack at it. So go ahead and give me a d20, and let's see if you can take a pot shot into this guy.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that easily hits. So
I'll
yeah,
use
as he falls down, you take the opportunity to fire off your crossbow. Not entirely sure if it's gonna hit, honestly, because you're staggering a little bit from being struck yourself, but you do manage to put an arrow in it, and it just sort of dissolves into a human-ish shaped pile of ashes.
and on that one that hit me, I'm gonna sidestep it to avoid the attack.
Oh, that's a power you
Because
have.
that's a thing I could do.
Yeah, that's a good point. I did not properly know what your abilities are. Okay, sidestep. Once per fight, you can sidestep an attack or ability that would normally hit you. Yeah. Oh yeah. That makes this even cooler then, because yeah, you like so that guy swings at you and you see the hit coming, but you also see the other one losing its balance. So you kind of take a step back towards Umbra and give yourself the space to fire off that other shot into the one that fell down.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Hunter's focus is another thing you can do. Oh, okay. That's cool. All right.
I was planning on doing Hunter's Focus on the big one.
Yeah, no, that makes
Yeah.
sense. I keep forgetting to look at what you guys can actually do because I don't really know all of your capabilities yet, other than like you shoot things, Gavril swings a sword, uh and Umbra summons a little fella. So that's a handy ability. But yeah, so that'll be their turn. It's back to you guys now.
Well, I'm just going to go and attack the burnout on the top there.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, after having gotten hit twice, you're actually feeling the sting pretty badly, and you're not swinging your sword nearly as well as you would like to. This is another one of those moments where you're cursing whatever happened to you because getting hit twice shouldn't throw you off your game this much. God damn, you should not be
I
this
really am
rough.
going to kill me.
Now, remember, if you get to 0 hearts, you're not like knocked out or anything. You just have the chance to take injuries if you get hit more at that point.
Funnily enough, one of my abilities is called Tenacity. If I wanted to, I could reroll at the cost of a heart, but that would mean I'd be rolling injuries now. That's probably not the best idea.
I mean, yeah, it depends.
I mean,
'Cause I mean, like, you re-roll that
absolutely.
and hit, then you're at 0, so being hit again would give you an injury, but there's only one guy attacking.
No, you're
So
absolutely right. I should.
guaranteed to take an injury. Like right, I guess like right now you would take an injury if both of them hit you. That's probably less likely.
Yeah,
So
I think I'm going to take that odd, actually. I'm going to reroll that at the cost of a heart.
all right. So you go down to 0 hearts, living on the edge. A true
There's a
princess of
15
Earth.
hit.
Yeah. All right. So you see it that it's gonna dodge you, and you're like, all right, no, I'm not dealing with that. So you lunge forward and drive your blade straight through its chest. But in doing so, you kind of overexert and run into it, and like you get scorched up a bit by making contact with it. That's how I'm gonna justify losing the heart.
The marks across my body, just staring at the other one.
Umbra will just say out situation analyzed and pulls her lash, which you said is just like a wire that I have on me that's attached to
Yeah,
me.
it's basically like the cable that you would use to connect yourself to other stuff, but you can also like you can basically connect it to your hand and then manipulate it as though it's a whip.
And I'm gonna attack the one that is next to Rain.
Roll to hit.
And I
That'll
yeah,
again
unfortunately
barely,
I'm probably not gonna get the extra damage on the slash weapon.
but
Because it is literally
oh.
impossible. I need a 22, and I don't have any pluses to it.
Yeah, I mean, give it a few levels or a magic item or something. Well, I mean, I guess it'd be a technological item at this point. But all right, you successfully you connect the cable to your hand and throw your hand out toward one of them, and the lash swings wide and basically just like takes its head off, and like the rest of it just kind of crumbles down into dust as the head poofs into a small cloud of ashes in the air that kind of like sprays Rain in the face a bit. He's like, "Thank you," as he's like spitting ashes out of his mouth.
Yep, that's it. I'm not gonna bother moving.
All right, and then Gavril.
Okay. Yeah, I'm. I'll just um go move around them like
Yeah, I don't think there's like a tax of opportunity in this system or anything,
Nope.
so you should be able to move around safely. I'm attempting to confirm that right now.
yeah,
Oh
and
yeah, I
I'm
forgot they
I'm
have like
I'm
hold.
just gonna move so I'm at the opposite side of them and then shoot them from behind. Like load my crossbow and shoot them. I'll shoot the
Oh,
burnout.
oh
Yeah.
wait, okay, this is actually relevant. This is something I did not know. During a fight, when you're aware of an inbound attack and free to take evasive action, a high speed rating gives you a defensive bonus. And
Oh,
Gavril is fast because he's a raider, so you actually have an extra +2 to defense. As long
okay.
as you know that, as long as you can like see the thing that is attacking you and you're not like constrained. So
Okay.
let me double check my rolls from. Okay, so you actually did not have to use your sidestep because the one that hit you just barely hit you. So the fact that you have
Okay.
+2 extra defense means your sidestep is still available. So that's good to know.
Okay.
And yeah, as far as I can tell, there is Nothing. Yeah, there's no like attack of opportunity or anything like that. So yes, you can safely move to where you wanted to and fire off your shot.
Okay. I just move around them and I'll shoot the burnout guy.
Yeah, give me your d20. Ooh, that's not quite enough. So
No, yeah.
you dash past the burnout and you spin around and try to fire off a shot through it, but unfortunately the shot goes a little bit wide and just kind of sails off and embeds itself in the wall a ways off screen.
Okay.
Um, and then let's see. He honestly, okay, we're gonna. So he's at this point he's gonna bark an order. He's gonna, hey, get that one, get the one that keeps shooting you. So they're gonna start to come over here and try and crowd onto you a bit. As he is actually, now that most of these have been cleared out, he's gonna sprint forward and he's got his arm out ready to basically he's just trying to sprint in and take a punch at Rain. So we're gonna start with or I'm first gonna roll the ones going at Gavril. All of them miss. Jesus. Everyone
Okay.
rolling shit. Okay, like I have GM rolls on, but the rolls were 2, 4, 7. Like, you guys aren't the only ones who are pulling low digits.
Okay.
So yeah, so they all charge at you, but being not very coordinated. Again, they're basically flaming zombies. You as a pretty agile guy are able to easily just kind of hop backwards a little bit as they all kind of run into each other and like don't even fully make it all the way to you because you jump out of the way at the last second.
Real
And
cartoonish.
then this guy comes in with a big flaming punch that he's aiming right for Rain. Oh dear God.
Hmm.
Oh wait, no, okay, not everything. Okay, a 20 isn't an automatic crit in this. It's based on the type of
Oh.
weapon. So, what is the crit range for unarmed weapons? I need to figure that out real quick.
I'm in it right now. Hold on.
Unarmed. Okay. Suffer a snag when directed. Okay, that's not relevant here.
They don't get any extra damage
Not
for
do
unarmed
extra
attacks.
damage. Okay, you lucky bastard. He was probably about to like major injury you.
Wow.
All right, yeah. So he comes in and lands
What
a
does
very
the snag do on that?
well placed blow. So go ahead and give me a d20 and let's see on the injury table where he hits you.
6.
A 6. Armor crash. Your armor absorbs a dangerous blow. Your defense bonus is reduced by 2. This penalty lasts until your armor is repaired. When your armor bonus is reduced to 0, your armor is destroyed. If you are not wearing armor, then this counts as wounded.
That's not too bad.
So you are wearing armor, I believe.
I have. Yeah, oh, am I?
Light armor, bandit leathers. Okay, so we need to figure out what the durability
DM might have a point of order.
are. If it says that specifically. Armor
DM
types. Okay.
DM
Light
hand
armor.
raise.
Yes.
He does have a snag, meaning he has a chest to roll twice and take the least desirable result because he's using unarmed. Unless he has something that
he
doesn't
doesn't
have.
to. He doesn't have to deal with that because it's not a regular unarmed blow.
Okay. Just checking.
I
I was trying to
do-
help out our person to not take that.
I appreciate it and I do get it, but no, these guys are like this well, let's say this flavor of heater is used to fighting unarmed, and they are able to effectively fight against people who have at least some armor on. Yeah, but light armor is a defense bonus of +2 only. So I believe that does mean that your armor is going to be destroyed. Uh, Taking the blow and preventing more catastrophic damage to your person. So he sprints in, charges across the field, and lands a blow directly to your chest that it doesn't like shatter your armor necessarily or anything, but it basically melts a big hole through like the whole chest area of
Do you
it,
even have
and
armor?
it is no longer going to offer any meaningful amount of defense to you.
I'm trying to work something out.
Do you have armor? That's my question.
I think Gavril is the only one. Oh no, Gavril has light armor. Wait, does Rain not have armor?
He does not on his sheet.
Don't
No.
think so. No,
Oh,
I take
I
worse.
I was looking at the wrong one. I was on Gavril and thought he was Rain. Did you
I was just going to accept that, by the way. I was just going to sit there like, yeah, I got it all.
did you mean to have armor, or were you intentionally an unarmored guy?
I'm trying to work something out because
I definitely thought that you had armor.
I will eventually. What is it?
See if there's anything in your Murder Princess that like says
Try
whether
and work this out because the Bitter Princess thing doesn't have it on. Unless we stop it on it.
unrestricted on the use of armor and shields. Gear allowance, standard thrown weapons, any armor or shield
Navigate
without
way
penalty.
Right.
I mean, I would have like I assumed that you had at least light armor already. So I would be willing to say that you did definitely have light
Right.
armor. It is now broken, if that works for you. Because I do think it makes sense that for someone of your profession and experience level, you probably should have had armor.
I think I had the funny idea that I had the weapon that I used when I was a guard and the backpack. But then again, now that I'm thinking about it with backstory, that really doesn't make that much sense. Because I have a bow and 10 arrows, and I'm just like, wait, maybe I should have took the armor. But I'm willing to accept the penalty if you would.
Yeah, I think that it's largely an oversight, like not realizing that you should have had armor, and this is just the game choosing to cosmically correct that for us. And so in the future you will need to acquire armor if you want to not get hit so much, is the short version. If you're okay with that.
That's what I mean.
All right. But yeah. So that was his hit, and then that was all three of the burnouts. So we're back to you guys, and it is almost 9 for me, or whatever time it normally is for you guys right now when we wrap up.
Yeah.
I'm fine to either pause here and finish the fight next time, or just take the 1 or 2 more rounds to finish the fight now. It's up to you
Let's
guys.
just finish it now.
May as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Then
Okay.
it is your all's turn.
Gavril's fine. He seems to be avoiding it.
Yeah.
He seems to be
Yeah,
avoiding
okay.
everything okay. I'm gonna help out Rain.
Yeah.
16
So
to hit?
I'll.
Yeah, that will
Okay.
hit. As you you snake your whip out and hit this guy in the side, and it's like there's a very substantial like snapping noise to it as the cable reaches its max extension and snaps into him like a whip, and he kind of like very visibly terrain like lurches to the side a bit from the impact, like puts one arm on his side like "Ugh."
I'm gonna try and follow up like immediately on that, and then swing at him.
All right, go for it.
Does an 8 hit? Low roll central. Let's go.
That would be 9.
Well, 9
You have a
technically.
+1.
Yeah.
You do also get a +1 from your attack bonus. Unfortunately, 9 is still not quite enough to hit this guy.
So
You're,
still dodges me.
you're still kind of reeling from the blow, and but you want to counterattack, so you're swinging at him, and then it's kind of the fact that he is like lurching to the side a little bit, and you're sort of lurching a bit in the opposite direction, causes you to go wide by just a little bit.
The rolls really aren't with me today.
They're not with anyone except the heater, apparently. Because his first thing, he got a crit. Everyone else is rolling bad.
Oh, No, I'll let this go.
And then Gavril, I think we're just waiting on you.
Okay, well, I'll just stay where I am and shoot the ash or the burnout, whatever.
All right, fire your shot.
Oh,
That is not enough,
that
unfortunately. That's the same as you got last round. That's
yeah.
unfortunate. Yeah, you fire your crossbow bolt, thinking that you've corrected your aim from last turn, and unfortunately not quite the case. It goes wide in the opposite direction this time, going just between the legs of the one in the middle and embedding itself into the pavement there.
Oh, sorry guys. It seems like I need to sight my crossbow again.
And then we'll go back to their turn. He's not going to give them a new order, so these ones are going to continue to try and crowd you. Having punched a hole through your armor, and then you failing to hit him a couple times here, like he's less worried about you. And now, like, I think 2 burnouts got taken out by Umbra, plus he just took a hit, so he's gonna shift his attention to her as the burnouts crowd onto Gavril. So I'm gonna do Gavril rolls first. Jesus. 1, 3, 8. Nope, they're still not hitting him. And then he is the world's most evasive guy. And then Umbra, he gets a 6, so
Nope.
he is not able to hit you as you kind of like swing the lash out as he comes in for a punch, and he chooses to sort of hop back a half step to dodge the lash rather than pressing his assault. And then it's back to y'all.
I'm going to try and lunge at the heater from behind, seeing as he's turned his back to me.
That makes a lot of sense. Oh my god. What is going on? Roll 20. Why are we doing this?
Low rolls.
Yeah, you lunge at him, but your balance is actually off from what you're used to because the armor that you definitely had and are accustomed to fighting in having been destroyed has thrown off your balance, and you sort of put too much effort into it and lunge past him and end up next to Umbra.
Umbra just looks down at you, just like, you did so well against that other thing. What is wrong?
I don't know today.
Man, that look in your eye made me think this was gonna be a good fight, boy.
I attempt to slash at him, but this time I assume he's
Yeah,
ready for
he,
me.
having seen you whip at him before and hopping back, he sees it coming again, and he once again hops backward. He seems to be fairly agile, in stark contrast to these burnouts. He's pretty quick on his feet, having been able to, having crossed the battlefield and delivered a blow quickly, and then now hopping out of the way of a few attacks, more so
All right,
than you would have
Gavril,
expected.
please do something.
He's getting mobbed by like 3 different people.
I'm fast.
Hey, it's
All
working
right.
out.
No,
I
man
go right there,
they cannot hit him.
and
All right,
I
yeah,
take
Gavril
aim
dodges around the burnouts, and then where's he
take aim
attacking?
at the heater and shoot.
All right, so as the heater is hopping backwards from Rain and Umbra, his back is toward you. You line up your shot. Go ahead and give me the roll. I believe. Oh my god.
Oh my
Oh
god!
no!
What in the world? As as you fire you fire your crossbow bolt, and it, like, right at that moment, a big wave of flame comes out of the back of him as he's sort of sliding to a stop, and the heat and the intensity of the flame throws your crossbow bolt off course, and it kind of just, like, flies up into the air. He doesn't even seem to have noticed that it happened.
Okay.
Oh. Alright, and then we're gonna go back to them.
Oh my god!
They've still been given the order, so they're gonna and they're gonna just keep attacking you. I'm just gonna roll that first. Hey, one of them hits you. Do you now
Oh.
wish to sidestep it?
I will sidestep.
Alright, so now, even though it hits you, it doesn't, as you jump out of the way again.
Okay. I can only do that once, though.
Yeah. So
You only
now
need
it
to do it
will
once. So.
actually get hit. But and then so he's gonna at this point he's gonna, all right, you're not as fun as I wanted you to be. Take a nap, boy. And then he rolls a fucking 3. He
Not today.
yes. Honestly, I don't even know why I have the GM rolls on, since I'm telling you guys what they are anyway. I should just have the rolls all be visible. Yeah, no, he got a fucking 3. So he steps up and tries to punch you, but you're a lot better at playing defense now, having taken a few hits. Like, arguably, maybe part of the reason you're not landing hits yourself is you're really trying not to go down. You're in a little bit of fight or flight at this point.
I just
All
got
right.
agitated by the fact that he was like, "You're not actually that all that hard."
Please, somebody hit something. It's your
Ah,
turn.
There we go.
Hey, there we go. All right, that is that high enough to crit with your weapon? I forget, you've got is it a master weapon?
Master, yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be a crit. Because he actually wasn't going to go down at 0, because he was going to need to take 1 extra hit, but I think that's going to actually...
Yeah,
I
it's
think
18.
D20 just wanted to give us some drama.
It's
Yeah,
18 and
finally.
above for a master weapon.
Oh, Jesus, those crit easy. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. So yeah, his comment really gets to you, and you're in part of your mind, you're thinking like, yeah, tell me something I don't know. I feel so off my game, and I'm getting really sick of it. And you're channeling your frustration at just sort of everything that's happened to you over the last, like, week or so, and you bring your sword up in a big sweeping arc that seems to actually take one of his arms off as he well, no, okay, I shouldn't say that because this isn't D&D. I was gonna treat him as doing a wound, so let me actually do a, give me a D6 to see what he rolls on the wound table. That way you can look it up while I...
Got a 1.
Oh, well.
With no rolling, even in the wound table.
Well, still, that's shocked or stalled, and you miss your next turn. So that works. So Yeah, so you bring your sword up in a let's just say in a big arc that leaves a big slash across his chest that's spitting out way more or oh no, sorry, you roll a d20, not a d6 for the wound table. You rolled a d6.
I mean, you told me to roll a d6.
Okay. Out cold. That's a bit different. Yeah, so you're like, I am so sick of this, and we'll say your blade actually like glows a bit, like visibly, that you maybe don't necessarily notice it, but the other folks definitely do, as you slash him, and the force of it sends him flying back, and he slams into one of these walls here, and is like slumped down unconscious. And when that happens, the burnouts all stop and they look over at him and they look kind of confused. And then they walk past Gavril and they go and they sort of stand around him between y'all and him. But they don't seem to be attacking.
Okay.
I guess we'll turn them off.
Excellent.
Well,
They are
it looks like
demoralized.
oh, you know what? We have a stat for this. Give me an insight roll. Oh, also it looks like Gavril's picture disappeared. I'll have to fix that later. Okay. Not a very good insight roll. Yeah, you're not sure exactly what's going on, but they
Wait, what? What? I didn't. Well, I did roll now, but I hadn't rolled before.
oh, the 19 was from the injury thing. Sorry.
Yes.
I thought I was thinking the 19 was the insight. Yeah.
I rolled 18 now, though.
18 is still a dramatic failure. Yeah, you're not sure exactly what's going on, considering you don't know that much about these or how like intelligent they are or how much of a mind they have. So you're not positive exactly what they're doing. But that was Rain didn't attack. You can still move if you want to, and Gavril and Umbra haven't taken any actions yet this round.
Rain's just gonna stand there and catch his breath.
That makes a lot of sense.
He's like resting on his rasp blade.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah. Gavril and Umbra, do you want to do anything? Either attacking these or moving anywhere on the map or going up to the door or
Umbra will
anything?
just be like, oh yes, they are demoralized now, and just walks over to the door.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
they will not attempt to stop you in any way, and with him being unconscious, he's got nothing to say about it. Um, there there is a lock on the door, but it does not seem to actually be locked currently. You're able to turn the handle and open the door in the fence and approach the building behind it if you so choose. So, if Gavril and Rain are willing to follow you, then we can pretty much consider the fight concluded.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'll follow
over.
Umbra.
All right. We'll go ahead and heal Rain back up, and let me I'll just go ahead and before we end, I'll move y'all over here. As we and I'm gonna have more like this map will be built out a little bit better next time, I promise. But we'll just drop y'all real quick before we go into the House of Heat, as you see a rather large guy with a lot of fire in the back of the room, and there's some heaters and some burnouts milling around. There's probably a few ashes there. Like I said, I didn't quite get the specifics of their base put together yet, but you do go inside and you see. Oh, Oops, sorry, I hadn't actually dragged you guys over. I apologize. I was talking like you could see what I was looking at. But yeah, you enter the building. You see a handful of folks, including one guy who, like Medusa, is notably larger and fancier than the others. And you imagine that's probably Blaze in the back of the room there. And all of them facing toward the doorway as you enter, and that's where we'll pick up in a couple weeks. Like I said, I will have a
Okay.
better map for us at that time, so I'm gonna go ahead and just put us back in the burnout lot for now. But just wanted you guys to at least see the dude before we head out. But yeah, I think that'll do it for tonight.